Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry,
Wow, it just sounds so different. Why does it sound so different between your phone and your... Are you sure that the mic is going through your headset? Because it doesn't sound like it. It's totally different.
no, I am very much not sure about that fact. I have absolutely no idea. But I'm hoping.
Well, we'll just watch the stream for now. So,
How's it looking, by the way?
so far we're looking good. We're looking good. The only one watching it right now is me, which is really sad. I feel very sad right now. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna hate myself.
We have a fresh jungle.
I'm.
What the
I'm
heck?
gonna unmute.
Who does that? Alright, well, we're gonna go Thresh Jungle. Why don't I? Could go Garen, I could go Jax.
You can hear me,
Go
which is.
Kali.
I see it, Timo. You're Timo.
I guess I'm gonna be team. Well, I was, but no, I'm. This is really hard. Can you hear yourself on the stream, by the way?
Yeah, I just checked.
Okay.
I did just check. So I'm clearly visible and clearly able to be heard. Which while I'm just sitting here, I'm actually going to start editing the description in the stream. So.
Oh boy, they had me going. Alrighty. Here we go then.
Best of luck, my dear boy.
Have I? Tell me when the client starts loading.
Yeah. So far, I can give you. We're at 0 right now on the. Well.
Did I lock in at this point? Like how far behind me is this stream?
Right now we're at 0 loading. I don't see anything else. And I'm still caught up with the streams, so. Let me know when your client actually comes up, and then I'll tell you.
Let me check the OBS.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, so you can't actually see the client until the game starts.
Okay, here we go.
That waiting room, it just looks normal. You can't see anything other than that. But we shall see.
Okay, this is really weird. Okay, that's really weird.
Okay.
So it seems
we just switched over.
Sorry, you're gonna
we just switched over.
You're gonna switch
yeah. Well, no. It shouldn't. You shouldn't have to do it because what I told you is that as soon as the game starts, it switches, but it won't switch until the game starts. Yeah, I know. I was watching it. It did it. It did it before you closed back out. I don't think. Then again, I can't tell when you actually close it out. So. Did you stay as Timo, or did you switch to somebody else?
No, I stayed as Timo. For some reason, this idiot thinks Thresh Jungle is the new meta, so I have yet to see proof of this. Perhaps in this ELO.
Minions have spawned. Never underestimate the power of the scout soldier. Swiftly.
I must say,
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I'm still watching.
Reporting in.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll be right back. I need to be on me.
Yes, sir.
First blood.
Bed. You really can't make it sneaky for me to come back in here and listen to see if Curfew's actually talking where I'm.
Ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I know. It's really hard to do that, and I'm 100%. I know. Yeah. I know. Oh, you have to tell me. When I went back and watched it. It was really, really, really quiet for one of those matches. One of those matches was like hardly any communication, just gameplay direction. That's it.
Reporting in.
Just like we gotta go mid. Check out. Check. Oh, he got me. He got me. It's just like that's it. It was so bad. But that was our first stream, and I guess over time it gets better. I think over time between both you and me learning how to do more streaming, we'll actually both get better at doing it. Also, we might be able to find like games that we could a lot less concentration driven. Because when you're playing games like League and you're playing games like high competition games, talking is another function of the brain that is not necessary. It can pull away from what you need to do. So, which is actually kind of beneficial that I'm actually not able to play and can sit here and communicate and do the stream and get to play around with that. So it's actually kind of a plus. Also, for those who are willing and eager to know why it is that I've decided to not join my buddy in a live stream, it's because I currently have no vehicle. So we both go to a Starbucks local to us. However, for one of us, it is not local as in a walk or a bicycle ride. It is yeah, it's going to take me more time to get up there than it would be for me to enjoy anything. So, yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not up there currently. Social. How do you spell social?
'Your ally has been slain. 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 'Your
all things considering, that is actual hypothetical question, because you probably focus on your match more than
That's gotta
any
be.
ramble you hear of me.
Armed and ready.
Violent noises in the background. The kid's still running around. They're finally running out of sugar. Me and Curfew were sitting here talking about it before stream started, and that there was a bunch of kids just wheeling and running around in the background. I could clearly hear them. Just parents not keeping control of the kids for about 5 seconds. It's fine. As long as they don't bother anybody, I think it's fine. Speaking of the kids, I can now hear them. I mean, they can be. In a certain light, they can be. Enigma. This is just in about Enigma. He hates it. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. I just find them be interesting. The best word I can use.
Ally has been slain.
Whoa. Whoa, no.
Enemy
A whole lot of no. Witter. Stay with Witter. No. So, since we're going to get this out early, you wouldn't know by chance your promotional material for your Instagram, would you? Not off the W head. Well, if you guys go check into, if you guys go check the description after this video goes up, we will definitely have that up for you guys. He's also on what now? Or is it just Instagram? Do you see this on Instagram, or is it anything else? Oh, I'm currently messing with the description, so.
I'll scout ahead.
On what? Instagram or Deviant?
Reporting in.
Yeah, that is Instagram. Art had one. Yeah, you haven't, which is kind of, because I actually enjoy watching your art. That I don't want to spoil it if you actually didn't put it up yet, but I can give you the color codes. You know what I'm talking about? The orange and black superhero. If you don't catch on to this, I know millions of people fans of it will definitely catch on to it. the opposite of Deadpool. Sorry, I'm trying to make you use the brain, and I'm not. I keep forgetting I'm trying to make you use your brain, and you can't do that while you're in Deathstroke. Your Deathstroke image. So did you post that by chance?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, I had he showed me that. I don't know if
That's gotta sting.
but yeah, no, you're just run. I do, but they seem to be working pretty fine right. Does Teemo just have darts? That's it. Just different types of darts.
Enemy killing spree.
Ah, I wonder.
Reporting in.
Oh, okay. I'm a little bit mad at whoever it was that was sitting there on your team and let Vigar kill them because they wouldn't wait the 5 seconds for Vigar's trap to go down.
2, 3, 4.
If they just waited 5 seconds, you would have survived longer. It's kind of fun considering the fact that now that I'm a Vigar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it's like I've seen people who know how to play against Vigar, and then I see the guys who don't know how to play against Vigar. And it's just like, well, you definitely don't know what you're doing. We're gonna wipe the floor with you, and you don't exist. You have options. I've given you an option that I support. By the way, Black Web, sponsor me.
I'll scout ahead. Oh, don't let him get those kills. I don't care how you do it. Just. Armed and ready.
Enemy rampage.
You can't let him. You know you can't let him feed off of that. Every time. And now you. 58 stacks already, and it's like what? There's another set right there. Oh, you. Oh.
Shut down.
Oh.
That's gotta sting.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how far behind I am because I'm watching stream and I'm not actually watching live gameplay, guys. I don't know exactly how far behind, but I know I'm behind. In this few minutes means a couple plays. So definitely can see how that will. Because I'm pretty sure by the time I was getting ready to tell you that don't run into Vigar's trap, you literally were already dead.
Enemy killing spree.
I'd put. I'm just waiting for the first person to come in here, hear you talk about that, and then give you shit and say, "Yeah, don't blame your mouse, blame your skills," or something like.
2, 3, 4.
Are those mushroom things that Teemo puts down permanent?
Armed and
5
ready.
minutes. Whoa, you already got a surrender? How bad are your teammates doing? Just sit there. Just sit there. There we go. Yep. I figured you're gonna die. It wouldn't have mattered either way. 'Cause if you hadn't have sat there, you would have still died one way or another. You can't fight both of them at once. Vigor by himself is just overpowered. Well, this is going to be a very short game, I'm assuming. Hey, I got a fun question, and I don't know if it was me, but I was sitting here texting Curfew earlier before the stream started, and we were sitting there texting back and forth, and I mentioned something about I'd like to text more emojis to express my true emotions and thoughts on the conversation topics that we're doing. And I was sitting there getting emojis back from Curfew, and we were just going back and forth with emojis. I was sitting here thinking the entire time, even though I know what Curfew sounds, every emoji that I got sounds nothing like Curfew. It's like they had their own personal life, and it's nothing like Curfew. I'm trying to even think of like a good character in League of Legends for me to use as an example of who it sounds like. It just, the voice that was going through my head, I cannot think of another replacement. It just sounds nothing like Curfew, but that does that happen to you when you look at an emoji? Like whatever the emoji is put next to, whatever the word is, you don't hear my voice or whoever you're texting, you hear a voice you've given to the emoji. Anybody else do that, or is that just me? Am I just a weird one? Awkward silence. Oh, you do the opposite.
An enemy is unstoppable.
That's gotta sting. The light will guide.
I don't know. It might be because of the fact that I think I've seen too much of the trailers for the Emoji Movie. Never went to watch it. I never go that far into the Blasphemy movie. But I've seen too many trailers for the Emoji Movie, so I might just forever be scarred and hearing another voice for every emoji I will ever hear or ever. So yeah, no, that might be. We're gonna lose that. You lost.
You have been slain.
That was intense.
An enemy is godlike. Ally has been slain.
Yes, sir.
At this point, just leave Vigar alone. He can wreck everything with a flick of his wrist right now.
Reporting in.
Oh, I definitely think you got spotted just now.
That's gotta sting.
What else? So here's a fun thing that I was again texting Curfew on, is that we were sitting here talking, and we were getting ready for the live stream, and we were going back, and I had noticed that I had a message from my email, and so I went to check it, and in it was this message from YouTube, and YouTube looks at me and goes, having had my channel for since what was it? What was it that I said that I had my channel from? I had it for a long time. It said that I had it for like
Reporting in.
A year?
a while. So I had my channel for I had it from 2015 of November 9th. I think. So we will be reaching a 3-year anniversary very soon, if not already. But YouTube just looks at the recent increase in stats from the watch time and goes like, it's like, oh wow, you have people who watch you. Are we proud?
Enemy killing spree.
Armed and
So they would just it just go back read the back with that.
Legendary. Shut down.
Yeah. Hello.
Enemy legendary.
Yeah.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear me?
I was talking.
swiftly.
Can you hear me? Thing just decided to say, hey, your connection is crap, so we're gonna take you off of this.
I'll scout ahead.
How do I have 2 people watching? I guess someone joined and watched. Hello, other person, if you can hear me. I don't even know if I can be heard right now. Can you hear me right now or no? Not really? You can't understand me that well. Yeah. Connection's kind of jumping in and out right now. Connection doesn't know what it wants to do. Let's close down a few things. And just enjoy the stream.
An ally has been slain.
Trying to see if I can catch a better signal.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Ooh.
Reporting in. That's gotta sting.
Relying on you, Curfew. I'm currently trying to fight my connection. Alright, supposedly it says I got a good connection. I don't believe it either, because it's kind of breaking up on my end as well. This is what happens when people like me don't have internet, and we use our phones. And I can't text you or type to you because, yep. So I have to communicate. I don't think does the chat app that League has did allow you to talk to someone while they're in game. That's what I thought. Well, not like actual talk, but I can message you.
Yeah, you can message. You can message in game.
Did you just
You just can't talk.
did you turn tail and run?
I may have. Okay, well that was a terrible game. I wanna go look at that Ori though because she was good. I'm gonna invite her to the game.
Player, not you. Can you hear me?
Huh? What? What's up?
You're not talking to me, I'm sure.
Your connection sucks.
I know.
Alright, she doesn't want to
Trying to move.
Moving on.
Trying to move my connection around to see if I can get a better signal from what I'm using, but at the moment it's not working.
Who's your carrier? Because I thought you said it was Verizon, right?
It is,
Wow.
which makes it's not the company. The company could work. The only problem is where I am.
Okay, I see that.
My area is like mid-level boonies here.
Yeah, my area is a dead zone. We can't get anything except.
Yeah.
Actually, data goes well there, but nothing else. We can't get Wi-Fi.
Alright, I'm gonna try, mind you, and move my entire setup and see if this is gonna help. So if I drop out, hold down the fort until I can return.
Match found. Let's do this. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna play somebody. Hopefully, we'll be good. Lock in that jungle. All right. I'm gonna play some Master Yi. That's what I feel like. Ooh, we have a Victor. Pantheon. Oh, nope, not a Victor. Too bad. We have a Lux. I hate Lux. Pantheon. Possible Sivir. And an unknown. This will be interesting. What? I don't understand. Sorry about that, guys. We're gonna see if it. I'm trying to fix it, but it's really messed up right now. So, my apologies. That's a nice one. I like that. Kazakhs, Dark Star, Kazakhs icon. Looks like somebody bought the game pack. Dark Soul. This will be a tough game. Mastery counters the Kazakhs.
Hello.
And he's back. How's your connection?
Hallelujah. How do I?
You sound terrible.
Do I still?
Yeah.
You can barely hear me. Yeah. See if this makes a difference. I want life.
Let us begin.
I take it you ended the match.
I did it poorly, but it wasn't my fault. I actually did okay.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Problem was top.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I love when shit doesn't work.
Minions have spawned.
Gives motivation without purpose.
This is the mark of professional stream.
Oh. Yeah, I know, right?
Stream professionals.
We are professionals. We are professionals. We've done this before. Yeah. What part? I mean, we have done this before, but whether we're professionals or not is the question.
A true master is an eternal student.
Connection is just a hit and miss over here. I don't know why.
Show you the path.
It's like one moment it's fine, and then the next minute it's like suddenly. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna try something. It's probably gonna not work, but
The focused mind.
we're gonna try something. It's probably gonna work better than what I'm doing currently.
In me, Wuju lives on.
First blood.
Doubt is the greatest.
Alright. Try again. Hello? Wow, that is really soft. Why is that soft? Oh, that's why, because I had you. Still sounds like crap. How does it sound on your end? At least you can understand what I'm saying now. That's an improvement. That's an improvement, at least. That's because I'm using my phone.
An enemy has been slain.
I will show you.
You're about to hear some loud noise. All right. How well can you hear me now?
Still really soft. It feels like you're far away.
Form before strength.
Hopefully the stream can hear me. Yeah. So, I got my puppy decided to jump in my arms. Can you explain to the stream why you wanted to do that? No, nothing. No. Stare at me with longing eyes. By the way, there will be a video coming out about my puppy dog very shortly. Yay! Question mark. Well, Curfew, you know the video I was talking to you about, right? The video the one of her barking. Yeah, well, I made that into a video well enough for someone to watch it at least.
Do not let your pride blind you.
Yeah, you're not gonna win. Doesn't look good. Looks like you're doing terribly. This doesn't normally happen. What's going on?
An enemy has been slain.
What are you playing as? Yeah, I remember. Why are you bringing up bad memories, man? Why are you bringing up the past? I want to die tonight, man. I don't want to die. Ah, listen, Vigar. At least that's a good counter to Vigar. Of course, you keep giving him hits with that, that's not good.
A true master is an eternal student.
Why you jump up all of a sudden? What did you hear? You get a good one. Oh!
Yes, through stone.
Dax. So, I don't recall whether or not I asked you this, but did you ever play Spyro? I'm sure I've asked you, but And no, you haven't played.
Enemy killing spree.
What happened to your child? Fire is like the best game franchise in. Huh?
In me, Wuju lives on.
Well, I tell you this, that you got PlayStation.
Doubt is the greatest enemy. You miss it.
Well,
Gives me
back.
purpose.
An ally has been slain.
I will show you the path.
An enemy has been slain.
Lives on. Let us
Enemy rampage.
form.
An enemy is unstoppable.
The light will guide you, even now.
An enemy has been slain.
Blade and body.
Too easy.
Await victory. A
Shut down.
This will be
Enemy double kill.
observed.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Doubt is the greatest enemy. This will be a harsh.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Has destroyed a turret. Killing. Shut down.
The focused mind can pierce through stone. A true master.
This thing is terrible.
Do not let your
Will anybody miss the phone if I throw it out the window? Oh! By the saving grace! By saving grace, someone spoke up and told the phone. The saddest part is, all this moving around I've done, I've managed to come all the way back to where I started. If I had sat still in the damn spot that I started from and just waited it out, it'd have been fun. What? No. I'm impatient. I have to have things my way. McDonald's lied to me.
Your team
Ah,
has
baby.
destroyed
Ah,
a
pop, pop.
turret.
Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna lay on you. Is that okay? I'm not asking for your consent. I'm just gonna lay on top of you, crush you with my giant hand, and you're not gonna say anything. You have no choice in the matter.
Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Oh my gosh, I can watch the stream too? Wow! This is a magical fucking do. And here I've been. So I figured out the problem. You know what? You want to know what the problem was?
An enemy has been slain.
The problem was, well, for one, is that I'm now being able to hear myself, which is fun. You know what? I don't need this. I don't need this playing. I just need to be able to see the chat. That's all. That's all I need to see is just chat. Now the thing that was the problem this entire time was that I had my phone hotspot on, but it was connected to my computer, and I was running everything through the computer instead of through the phone. But in my defense, I actually did not believe that I could watch the stream and talk to you at the same time.
Been slain.
Computer and technologies 1, Enigma 0.
The focus
Actually, I think computers and technology has gotten about 5 points tonight so far. On computers and technology, or just League of Legends?
Do not let your pride blind you.
Because League of Legends has got your butt by the balls. I'm not even watching it. I already know it. Just judge it by your tone. I'm a little bit saddened to see that no one actually came to visit us today. Wait, did you just say try hard? Please tell me you just said try hard. What I was about to call you. So, what did you do for...
Defend yourself.
The wonderful future fans at home will definitely know the pain and struggles you're going through as they watch this in the future. However, I, at the current moment, have no live stream playing, so I will take your word for it. 3 in a row. Well, considering the fact that the thing won't play correctly as it is, I'm just going to take your word for it. Because I think it's taken away from Discord while we're talking. Because I don't really need to see the video. But, I do need to ask you a good question. What do you...
Form before strength.
You don't understand. He's so defeated. You're so defeated right now. I can hear it in your voice.
Let us begin.
Shut down. Your turret has been destroyed.
Can you hear? Okay. I'm just making sure, because the whole thing just stopped giving out coherent sentences for about 10 seconds. Yay, I got the stream back up. Yay, I get to hear my echo. Yay, it's gonna be torture for me to speak now. You hear it? No, it must be that low. I'm gonna turn that off because that sounds stupid. I sound really stupid right now. What I wanted to know is, how was your Halloween? How was the Spooktober?
Master is an eternal student.
For us, we're not big fans of death.
Don't you say that. You don't know you do not know the history behind Halloween then. Halloween is not what you think it is. Bravo. Bravo.
Doubt.
To be fair, yeah. But before All Hallows Eve, however, that's where most of everyone's knowledge stops. Is that it was originally known as All Hallows Eve, and that was supposed to be but there is a bit of information before that. Is that the reason why All Hallows Eve was created is it was not created. And is also where Purgatory. Oh, lovely. What was the last thing you heard?
People's knowledge stopped at.
Okay, so All Hallows Eve is actually created by Christianity.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and so it was originally a holiday that was for paganism, from paganism to Christianity. Original date for paganism's ritual was conceived at the 25th, not the 31st. So they moved to a holier day. There was a reason, and I forgot the reason why they moved it. But it was it was supposed to go in line with another holiday that they had, Christianity. It was like All Saints. But in addition to that, they also took Halloween into a different light than what our multi-millionaire media has turned it into. What All Hallows Eve originally was the night where people go around and collect prayers for loved ones that are in purgatory. As purgatory was a realm that Christianity had created for that night. Whether that actually ended up being a real thing or not is still to be debated.
I would say no, but who am I? I'm gonna give it to
But
Lux.
that is for more educated minds to debate than mine.
You cut out again.
I said that's for more educated minds than me to debate.
Sure.
But that's where my knowledge lies on it. So, in all honesty, Halloween isn't originally built around evil. It's actually more built around saving loved ones. Its origins is based around saving loved ones and converting evil into good.
I wonder when it switched.
Because, but the reason why we have it as we have it today, in fact, trick or treating is the art of saving.
You cut out, bro.
Go around and ask for prayer cake.
and prayer cakes were used as like a bargaining chip for prayers. So they would go to door and say, we will bless, we will offer prayers towards whatever your loved one was if you give us food.
Mm,
And that's where that trick or treating originated from.
that's interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got like, I had someone else who kind of went through this little rabbit hole with me before, and it kind of got me a little bit frustrated because they were sitting there telling me a bunch of nonsense that didn't make any sense.
Is that our
And then,
mutual friend?
huh?
Is that our mutual rabbit hole jumping friend? Or
No, actually, it wasn't this time. It was one of my associates that I work with.
really? Okay.
But so I got a little frustrated with listening to it, and I was like, you know what? A lot of this doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough knowledge to actually rebuttal him. So let me go and Google it and look it up. So I spent a lot of time looking up this information for
Yeah.
Halloween. It was like
Yeah.
like a couple months before Halloween. And so when I came back to him, I was like really proud at the fact that I actually enjoy Halloween because it's a good holiday. It's not a bad holiday that everyone makes it out to be.
Well, I don't know about that. Well,
And bad
that
like
depends. You
witches,
know,
black.
I mean, it depends.
Um,
Are you going good and bad are decided on the current state. So it
true,
depends.
and it is also dependent on the person.
Yeah. So it depends. I guess for your average Joe, it probably doesn't matter. It's not.
Agreed.
But like if you take it to that dark side, it would be.
It
So it's a
all
matter
depends
of
on how you view the world too.
yes, of course, yes.
So if you're gonna go and if you see a holiday or an event or anything as a bad thing, then you should really analyze as to why you see it as a bad thing,
Yes.
and is it truly a bad thing in the right that you see it in?
Yeah, totally.
And if it still stands as to reason that it is a bad thing after analyzing it, that and you're right, it is a bad thing. But everybody's entitled to their own opinions, which is why we have society as we have it today, which is a good thing.
Yes. Thank heaven.
Now, are we done with such deep subjects? Because I didn't
Yes,
expect that
please.
conversation to get. You took it to this level. It's your fault.
Well,
I am blaming you for this.
blame away. You can't prove anything.
I have recorded proof.
It's debatable. Everything's relative, Brandon. Dang it. I'm gonna have to edit this video.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat me. You're gonna have to find a way to beat me to the editing machine before I post it public. Oh, if we don't already have an audience member that is in here recording everything that we're saying now,
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
because I can't actually view it right now.
All right. This is Curfew 345. For anybody, if we have to edit this video to the point where you have no idea what we were even doing before, I'm playing as a collie against the supposed Kane, I guess? This is gonna be weird, and dang it, I have the wrong runes. This is gonna suck all around.
You got a bad habit of getting on the wrong runes and don't set those up before you get your character.
It's really a shame.
Granted, I have no room to talk since I don't actually have that problem. I just make a character over and over and over.
Alright, here we go.
Everyone's got welcome to
All
Summer's
right, let's see if we can find a.
Very often you get bronze.
I can't hear the word rise without ever thinking about that song.
I'm not here to make friends.
Alright, I don't know if it's gonna sound like this in the stream. I'm definitely going back and watching it. But when you just said rise twice, you sounded like 12 years younger.
First blood.
You sounded like a 12-year-old. You sounded like a 12-year-old. 12 or 10-year-old, one or the other. That was funny. That was hilarious. I enjoyed that. But let's see, what are we what are we doing for Thanksgiving and Christmas? Can we come up with like a special for the channel at least? Like a little tradition that we can start? Assuming that we can pull it off. There's a lot that can happen in between that time and now. I mean, we already saw in the, what, 2-3 days that we've been doing this, that I've managed to break my car. Your stream is clear evidence of that.
I work alone. It's better for
And my Discord is definitely evidence of that. Although we're doing pretty good right now, knock on wood.
Replays just don't work. No one tells me what to do.
Hey, have you seen the new movie Incredibles? I haven't either. Did you see the original?
Oh yeah, of course.
Cold steel and
A little surprising if you didn't. Well, since you and me have not seen it, what do you speculate would be the villain of it, then?
An ally has been slain.
I got trouble and nothing but time.
I mean,
Enemy has been slain.
no, the villain, not video.
I'm not here to make friends.
Because we know the Underminer is going to be like the main character.
They can't stop me. I mean, they could try.
Oh yeah. Have they spoiled anything?
I love what I do. My enemies won't.
Oh, really? That really does sound like a cliche, now doesn't it? A little disappointing considering the fact that the height that we built up. I mean, they had a great villain in Syndrome, a guy who literally was going to make everybody a superhero, and he was going to end up destroying the world by doing that. To some extent, yeah.
I work alone. It's better for everyone.
His premise, the way that he did it was. And yeah, I think I agree with you on that. Is that they definitely took out the cliches of it. They said that, oh yeah, he's a stereotypical villain who got mad because his idol, yada yada nonsense. But at the same time, his plan was unique in that regard.
No one tells me what to do.
Oh yeah. I gotta hope for the best for the new one then.
Has been slain.
I love how the only conversation topic I could come up with was talking about really old movies.
An enemy has been slain.
God, I don't really have any good conversation
I'll
topics.
make this look like
Nothing. Oh, hey, did you? Well, no, I don't really want to get into politics, but did you vote?
I did not. I could have,
You didn't.
but I did not.
An enemy has been slain.
I know that's
An ally has been slain.
who couldn't control me. I do what they wouldn't.
Were you able to, and you just didn't, or are you just?
steel and a target are all I need.
Well, I don't really particularly care one way or the other. That's why I said I don't like getting things in politics. I was just curious to do that. Because in all technicality, I'm not allowed to ask you who you vote for. So, you can't ask me, so it's not really, it's very bad. So, oh, I need good conversation topics. Literally, the emoji thing was the only thing I had as a good conversation.
I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, it didn't really lead on anything, did it? And I'm just gonna probably go into a really cliche then. Do some like questions that I've heard before that start conversations. If you were to choose between the two of these, would you rather yourself become a to Did I lose you?
The rules hold you back.
Oh, not you didn't kill them. You. Always nice.
I love what I do. My enemies.
Yeah, two friends and such.
Enemy killing spree.
Hey, what game would you?
Enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage.
Yeah.
I am my own master. Just the way I like it.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Hey, if you're gonna get if you were to get any game today, like right now, what game would you be going for right about now? Aside from
The old ways just don't work.
Did you finally finish that, by the way? That, I'm not gonna lie, the ending is what I really got hyped for. I enjoyed the ending of it because I'm very happy that. Well, I'm glad to see that Venom is not going to be the stereotypical Venom that they had before. And
An ally has been slain.
Looks like they're going like the created.
yeah, they're going to go with that. Well, I don't know how accurate that would be. I have to see the video, but I know for a fact that the fact that the symbiote is now going to be part of God, why did his name slip my mind all of a sudden? Harry Osborn. That's right. Well, see, Harry always end up, either Harry or Norman are always end up being the Green Goblin. One or the other are going to be the Green Goblins. And they've used that, they've done that so many times.
I got a package.
Norman! I don't know if they used the same actor from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He looked exactly like him, but I don't know if he's a boy. The voice is what I need to hear. The voice. The Tobey Maguire Green Goblin was by far my favorite villain today. Out of every Spider-Man that has ever come out, that is the best thing I've ever seen. And I was actually very torn on Doc Ock as well, because
my enemies won't.
Because I was very, yeah, because the Tobey Maguire Doc Ock was really good to me as well. I enjoyed his storyline as almost as good, but when they introduced this one and they showed his progression and showed how he knew it was Peter from the very get-go, spoilers for those who haven't seen it or played it. I just realized that we're giving out spoilers. I'm assuming at this point that if you haven't played it and you're watching this stream, you're gonna close out the video before you actually hear anything. But
your turret has been destroyed.
I would think that.
Let's do this.
But yeah, the Doc Ock just. I love the way that they did him because of the fact that he knew it was Peter from the very second that he even from the very.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, but here's a subtle one that you may not have noticed because Jack is very much yelling at him throughout the whole game. But J. Jonah Jameson was done very, very well, despite being the same exact actor as the one from Tobey Maguire. Despite that knowledge, he still was done better than he was in the Tobey Maguire one, because of the fact that if you watch carefully to the writing, because I had to go back and watch it without Jack's input, I went back and watched the writing that he had in this. In all other Spider-Man films and whatnot, J. Jonah Jameson was portrayed as the guy who's all against Spider-Man, is trying to make him look like a villain and whatnot. In this one, it's not the case. Yeah, no, that was in the, comics. He created Scorpion to mess with Spider-Man. But in this one, they actually had an interview with that where they mentioned, that Jameson was tied to Scorpion, like they were in the comics. However, the Scorpion, again, spoilers, Scorpion was apparently, was like in the files that they showed him, he had like a cancer or something. He had like some form of ailment that Jameson treated him for and paid for the operation. And he even goes to state on record that he says, "Look, I admit that I made a mistake by doing the treatment. However, I cannot be held responsible for the fact that how was I to know that this man was going to come in and become a psychopathic killer and become a supervillain? You can't hold me liable for that. I will take responsibility for the fact that I had paid for it, but other than that, that's all I can be held accountable for. I have no other ties to him." And his integrity as a journalist is really displayed in this game over any other thing. Because he's constantly, despite whether or not it's against Spider-Man or not, and he sees Spider-Man as a vigilante, J. Jonah Jameson is constantly spouting out like accurate information. He keeps his integrity like above all else. There was even an interview at one point where he's interviewing with Norman, and he even straight up says to Norman is that you are not going to take away my integrity. I will not be bribed by like you bribe everyone else. It is like the most honorable thing. Jameson is like my favorite character out of the Spider-Man universe. He's I love the actor that plays Jersey. When they found that actor, I was like, yeah, that is Jameson T. You can never replace that. And now J.K. Simmons has practically become J. Jonah Jameson. You can't just separate the two now. It's literally, that is the perfect embodiment of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, it really
And it's so much fun to watch. It's even without him going on rants, when he's like sitting there like trying to like band together the city to get like keep them all calm. Remember the pandemic scene? He literally had a whole moment where he was trying to band together the city. He never even attacked Spider-Man once in that entire thing. He was saying, stay in your homes and follow the CDC guidelines. Please do not break quarantine.
Yeah.
And the best part about it is not the fact that he was there or that he was saying all this from across the way. He even said he was in the city with them. All other journalists in that condition would have left. He's the only one I've ever seen out of any franchise that actually stayed behind.
Yeah, that's true.
Jameson is quite the hero in that game, and I got full props to the way they wrote him.
Honestly,
That was
I kept getting annoyed because Jack would move on, and he just hated Jameson, so he'd just move on without listening.
see.
And
Jack is a very big.
The whole game, I was sitting there like, hang on, wait, I want to hear what he's saying, because he would always get to where he was going or start something, before JJ had finished speaking. So
Yeah,
and fully fleshed out.
Yeah, well, that's always the downside. Like I said, I had to go back and watch it from someone else's perspective where Jack wasn't interrupting every 5 minutes. But Jameson had the reason why he does that is because Jack is a very, very long time Spider-Man fanatic, as he's stated in his videos.
Right.
And that because of that, Jameson has always been portrayed as the loudmouth guy who just talks bad about Spider-Man. He's never been portrayed as another citizen who's trying to keep the city in peace, in one piece.
True.
And not to mention the fact that a lot of the stuff that Jameson sits there and calls out is accurate and is literally him predicting what's going to happen in the game. There's one point where he actually called out Spider-Man for locking up the Kingpin and saying that there's going to be gang wars and mobs running amok. What happened like literally 5 minutes later? Literally the next couple missions was him investigating the demon. And the demons were like the next big bad guy, and they were the new gang running amok. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I gotta give props to Jameson. Jameson was like one of the most flushed out characters out of the entire thing.
They really did do a good job on Jameson.
Between Jameson and Doc Ock, both of them were really flushed out.
I feel like Doc Ock got probably the best I've ever seen. I mean, I can't say anything. I didn't ever read comics with him.
Oh, neither did I. Neither did I.
But
I've based it off of
the
what
previous Spider-Man films. Doc Ock has got to be one of the best fleshed out villains I've ever seen.
And I was a little bit torn.
Everything about why he turned into.
Oh yeah, no. That what brought me to like him, because I was somewhat torn at the way that they were writing him at first, because they were kind of writing him very cliched like, and they were also. He seemed like he was being written as he's losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
But towards the end of that, it literally showed that, yeah, he was losing some of his mind, but he was in full control over his choices.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what really sealed him as being a great villain, is that it wasn't the fact that he was doing wrong,
because of something that happened to him is because he was doing wrong out of his own ambitions.
Yeah. And he just had motivation now.
He had motivation and refused to listen to any reason.
Right. It just made him more susceptible, I guess, to.
Yeah, and it was. And to be fair, from
I mean, you could see that he did like Parker, and Parker's reaction to him knowing was so on point. Like,
yeah,
it was so. Throughout the game, I was amazed at the interaction between characters. You know.
agreed. But I think what really got me good with it is that Doc Ock kept saying that Peter was protecting Osborn, and
Do not confuse mercy for weakness.
I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me when I say that. I can see where Otto Octavius is coming from. How many times does Spider-Man come to Osborn's defense in that entire game? In one manner or another, he comes and saves Norman from either being killed, being like have his entire secrets exposed. Just one thing after another. He's Spider-Man's there.
I won't
Gotta
lead
stop
us
the
astray.
supervillains. But
Minions have spawned.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that Norman has done wrong and should be exposed for. And towards the end of the game, it doesn't give you any
always take the
satisfaction
high
towards it.
ground.
It's like, we all know that Norman is still running free. He's still doing them. And kind of feel like Spider-Man's like not really getting involved. Although I gotta admit that
Swiftly now.
I had a bit of confusion towards the end of there. Is that around that exact same time I was watching Jack play, a movie came out called Spider-Man in the Spideyverse or something like that.
I only need one shot.
I don't know when it comes out, but whatever the case, they were rolling trailers for it the entire time. And every time I thought, I was like, wait, are they coming out with a DLC already?
Peace
By the way,
requires
that
a steady
movie
hand.
looks like it's going to be a very jokey movie. There's not going to be any seriousness whatsoever. I mean, they have Spider Pig, if I remember correctly.
The target.
So it's like, I'm not taking that movie very seriously. I think it's going to be a good kids movie. I don't know if it's going to be like... Oh, I'm going to watch it anyways, too, if I can get the chance. It's just... I'm not going to go into it with the mentality of, like, Batman versus Superman. I'm going to go into the mentality of Lego Batman.
No one escapes my.
Which, by the way, I've never seen Batman versus Superman. No, I've been told that I'm not missing anything.
We are one people.
Spoiler warning coming out, by the way. Oh, wait, you're not going to spoil anything?
I won't miss.
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Well, I was never a DC fan anyways. Batman was probably the only one. No. I was Marvel. I've been Marvel for a long time.
My aim is steady.
Well, Lex Luthor was one that I actually did know out of Superman's universe, and I actually enjoyed. And when I saw the Lex Luthor they put in that film, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna watch this. I don't think I'm watching this at all.
Not to mention, let's be honest here. Despite what few good things came out of the movie franchise from DC, you gotta admit that DC has been nothing but peak. Yeah, they're not really pumping out the best. Even for the Dark Knight, everybody's biggest joke for the Dark Knight is not anything to do with Joker or anything like that. It's Batman himself. Batman is... Now I do that before I talk to his Batman. For those of you who haven't seen Bat Metal, go watch it. It's hilarious. What, the 2000s?
Stand together.
The Dark Knight.
The one with the Riddler.
No, that's not
Freezing.
No.
Which one?
Christopher Nolan is the last three.
Dark Knight. The Dark Knight.
Faster
Friend.
than my arrow? I
Yeah.
think not.
I enjoyed that franchise.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but even when that was coming out, that the biggest meme was the way the Batman talked.
I got it. I watched it.
Killing spree.
The only thing that was good going for the Batman trilogy, or the Dark Knight trilogy, was the fact that the villains were awesome. Even the one that was like least remembered, which would have been Scarecrow, even he was pretty good.
Never lose focus.
Which for some reason, I've noticed a pattern with Batman films. Yeah, but I've noticed a pattern with Batman films that despite what Batman you're talking about, it's only the first movie that seems to, their villain seems to be forgotten very easily. I don't know, that might just be me, but for some reason I tend to forget the first villain. I can remember all the other villains afterwards, but I tend to like not remember a lot about them. I remember who was in there, but I don't remember like a lot of details of what happened or what went down in the first films. Between Batman and the Batman Begins, both of those movies were like, I don't know. I would admit though, my favorite Joker is a toss-up between Keith Ledger's and the one from the 2000s. Actually. Well, you gotta figure that his jokes were for the time. Also, you gotta remember one other detail that, as a DC lover, you should know this one, is that there are 3 Jokers. So there's 3 different Jokers, which Keith Ledger represents one. I can't think of his name that played in the 2000s Joker.
My arrows fly true.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Yeah, well, there the 3. Yeah, well, there are 3 like there's 3 types of Joker. You have the psychopath, you have the mob boss, and then you have the prankster. Those are the three Jokers because they represent the 3 eras of the Batman comics: the Golden Years, the Silver Years, and then the Dark Ages. Each with their different grittiness or comedy to the style of comics that they were releasing at the time. Because in the Golden Years, they had the comedy Joker, which was just a little prankster, comes in, gets into trouble, and makes up a bunch of shit. Then you had the mob boss one, which was during the Silver Years, and the mob boss guy, he's very down to earth. He didn't really make a lot of jokes, and what jokes he did were very dark.
and sinister.
Strike quickly.
But they were designed for intimidation purposes only. They weren't really jokes. He's also the guy who was the Red Hood. So,
Yeah.
Mod Boss Joker.
They brought that back around in Zero Year for a short time, but he was
Enemy killing spree.
Yeah. So the Psychopath Joker's always the best one because he embodies the "I will kill you" and make a very good joke out of it.
Yeah.
And
That's the one.
I don't care. Yeah, everyone loves the one that is like batshit crazy, which is like,
Peace requires a steady hand.
yeah. And he breaks all the rules. There are no rules with him. Yeah.
We are one people.
Oh yeah. I will admit, and I know there's going to be a lot of people who agree with me on this, but the 2000s cartoon for Batman,
Stand together.
that is the epitome of Batman. If you've never seen it, you need to look that up.
Oh, is that the one where they stopped only because they ran completely?
Avarosa
Yeah.
guide me.
Yes. Yes, that was. Yeah. Yeah, that was the one that. That was the one that they actually
Let's
killed
see how
Robin.
close they can get.
They actually got to the point where Joker straight up kills Robin in that one. Well, it's supposed to be the one that ties into Batman Beyond.
Right path.
If you know what that one is. You don't know nothing about Batman.
For the thrill,
I will admit, in my opinion, he's better than the Batman, the Spider-Man 2028,
faster than my arrow, I think.
which is the or 2099. I don't remember what the was. But yeah, Spider-Man 2099, which I think is the guy that plays in the is in the new game. What's his name? What's the black guy? I forgot his name. What's the black kid? I can't think of his name. Who is the black guy that plays in the new Spider-Man game? Can't think of his name. Miles Morales. That's what his name was. Morales. Whatever. We know what we're talking about. I can't pronounce his name. Okay.
Peace requires a steady hand.
But he's the guy that he becomes the Spider-Man 2099. If I believe.
I only need one shot.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Well, no, in that game it's not. In that game it's different because they're rewriting the entire thing. But the original one, he's supposed to be the 2099 is supposed to be the Miles is supposed to be the 2099 Spider-Man. I believe, but I'm not positive on that one.
We must press on.
Of course, fact check for reference. Which I'm actually going to check stream quick.
Originally, the origin story I read on 2099 is it was a different guy who was in the future. Miles Morales is in the now with Peter Parker. Oh
yeah, that's right, because he's supposed to succeed Peter Parker when Peter Parker dies. Yeah, I do know what to talk about.
Well, I'm really excited to see Gwen.
I always take the high ground.
I'll be honest. I'll be perfectly honest with you. As far as the game is concerned, I don't know about the Spider-Verse one. We know that one's got Gwen. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I actually wouldn't mind seeing an entire game without Gwen Stacy in it. I always... Yeah, Gwen Stacy's supposed to be the love interest of Peter Parker after Mary Jane, and then what happens after that is she becomes Spider-Gwen, as you said. Yeah, and that's how that works. But
Enemy double kill.
honestly, I don't really like Gwen Stacy because the match made in heaven couple was always Mary Jane and Pete. Everyone loved.
I gotta say that's still my favorite.
Everyone loved Mary Jane. I don't know many people who really liked Gwen. I mean, they liked him for the fact she becomes Spider-Girl or something like that, but not the fact that she was the love interest. I honestly prefer Mary Jane over Gwen, in all honesty. I would prefer, especially now that she's pretty much taken the role Peter Parker had as being the journalist, which really gives her a much better features. No, yeah. Because Mary Jane was a model actress in the old times, in the old movies and all the old comics. This gives her a way better role in it. Because being the journalist, she's involved in everything. Also, my favorite thing out of the game, specifically the game in the mechanics, and I know Jack called it out, but it's still so funny. Such a missed opportunity at the train station when Spider-Man pulls up enemies. Instead of just watching him swing around and in the background, he just straight up disappears. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. So in the game, the train station level the train station level where he's where Mary Jane's sneaking around. Whenever she call out for Peter to take an enemy, he'd zip down, pick him up, take him to the ceiling, but then he just magically disappears, as if we weren't supposed to look up. It was such a missed opportunity. I agree with Jack. I'd have loved it if they added in that little bit where he's like swinging around and hiding. Like spot the spider kind of thing. That would have been fun. That would have actually been really worthwhile. But missed opportunities, so well. Hey, I actually got a bit of fun facts about that Spider-Man game that I don't know if many people know it, but there's an Easter egg on the in one of the movie theater billboards. And I don't know if it's still there. They might have patched it out because of how bad it was. But in one of the movie Easter egg, one of the Easter eggs was that if you went to this little spot in the game where you could look at the billboard where the next movie's gonna play, it had the name of someone in real life. And it had written on there, will you marry me? This guy actually got the company to put in the game that message so that he could play it with his girlfriend so he could ask the question. And he was going to record it and everything. Here's the downside.
Did it work?
No. He broke up with him a week before launch. And he paid a shit ton of money to get that in there. So then he contacted them afterwards because they were really excited. The company was excited about it. Is that and they he said to him that it's not gonna work. It didn't happen. She said she's breaking up and whatnot. And he was very ashamed. He was very embarrassed now that he has that in there. He made this whole big entourage for it because supposedly they were both supposed to be big Spider-Man fans. And then that happened, and it kind of blew him out of the water. And, so the company said, "Well, we'll put it in the patch, and we'll get it out. We'll fix it. We'll fix it for you." And I don't remember what the message is, but it was basically a little shot at him, like, "Yeah, I hate you now," kind of thing. It was a little shot at her. It's like, "You are a terrible person." And I love the developers of this game for doing that. But I'm not surprised. Insomniac made amazing games. Insomniac is a really good company.
Stand together.
Executed.
But I believe so. Oh, I bet. I wish I was able to see shit.
Executed.
I'm barely able to keep the phone alive long enough to be able to talk, let alone do anything else. I can stream every now and then, but no one seems to be gracing us with our presence, so we're just doing a little podcast tonight.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I don't think anybody's in here anyway. I'm gonna double check, just to be safe. You still streaming?
Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Peace requires steady hand.
Wow.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Wow. You can't kill them unless you hand it. Oh, I don't believe it. It's probably because
Up against as my teammates who suck, and then against me will be the 5 players from Fnatic. You know, like,
Wow.
I don't understand how they do this. Because I'll be the only guy with my lane pushed in, and their entire lane is gone in 10 minutes. And I'm like, how am I the only one who can find a tower and hit it?
It's because they
Well, thanks for coming on the show, y'all. That's about the end. Gotta stop because it's 8:30. Place closes at 9. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for coming on and watching.
All right. Well, later, people.